There we
Okay.
go.
All right. I have already consented.
Excuse me. That's steep longer. Okay, I'm gonna do an intro.
Okay.
Boop-a-doo-doo, ba-doo. Boop-a-doo-doo, ba-doo. Let's move these around. Here we go. We talked in this past week's regular episode about our trip to Poznan, Poland, and how I got lost less than a block from our hotel. Because of city construction and a mapping app not knowing that the streets were closed, it took me a full hour to drive from the parking lot to the hotel. But it was on that same trip, in fact, that we did a show in Leuven, Belgium. This was a Night Vale tour, by the way, and as tour manager, I had to drive the cast and crew to the Brussels train station just 30 or 40 miles away. About 10 minutes away from the Brussels city center, we were rerouted by construction markers? I don't know. It just said get off the highway, and Google had to remap us. And then the next route was closed. Google was also not aware of any of these street closings. We weren't sure what was going on. Waze didn't know either, neither did Apple Maps. Eventually, our merch person, Lucia, just had to try and navigate us with the map and looking at streets, and we ended up on a side street in a neighborhood at a police barricade. We asked this Belgian cop what is going on, but he only really spoke French, so we were having a tough time getting a straight answer. I told him I just had to get to the city center to drop these people off, and he said, impossible. So Disparition, our composer and musical director, asked in broken French how we were supposed to get to the train station then. You take a train to get to the train station, said the cop. And so we had to drive all the way back to Leuven, where we just were, right next to the train station, and then take a train to Brussels, which then took everyone on to Paris. Later we Googled, why are the streets in Brussels closed? And on the second page of search results, we found out that it was Brussels' annual car-free day, which happened to be on the one day we had to go there. Big picture, not ideal. We didn't have a show that night, so we didn't miss anything. It just set our travel time back a couple hours. Fine. The driver of the car in one of these horror shorts, though, did not end up quite as lucky. Anyway, the lesson is use public transit. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
We're recording this far before Halloween, but did you decide we have a show that night in Detroit, Michigan? Hey, if you're listening to this episode on the morning of Halloween, please come out to see our show in Detroit tonight. Welcome to Night Vale, Murder Night in Blood Forest. Do you know what you're dressing up for that night for Halloween?
I'm of two minds. There's the okay, so we're on tour, which means, suitcase space is limited, and it's the
Yes.
last show of tour. So it's like something that I'm gonna have to want to schlep with me
Yes.
the 10 previous days. So it can't be like stilts and fireworks. I'm of two minds. I think one is if I put in some effort and purchase some things,
Uh-huh.
I would love to be Aunt Gladys from Weapons.
So good.
So good.
Uh-huh.
But the lazy answer is I went to kind of a psychedelic dance party thing for New Year's Eve, and I purchased a bunch of abstract masks, some of which I did not end up wearing. So I have just a giant eyeball head. So it's
Okay.
just one exposed eyeball mask.
I want you to read the Night Vale script from the stage with that mascot.
Listen, it can be done.
That's
Actually, it
awesome.
can't be done because there's no mouth hole.
Oh, okay.
You can see through it, but you cannot talk or drink through it.
Welcome to Night Vale.
That's it. Yes, exactly.
Listeners, here's the
But
community calendar.
but when it comes to Halloween, I've always been of the opinion, listen, just wear all black and put a little trickle of blood on,
Yeah.
and you're a vampire, or put on a mask, but look cute and sexy.
Yeah, I was just thinking I just have some spooky Halloween hoodies and a little
Yeah,
cardigan, and I was like,
yeah.
I'll wear one of those. I think just be extra spooky, just in my
Like I,
attire, but not a specific thing.
I know I have friends, we have friends who are do the Halloween costume thing
Yeah.
and painstakingly recreate something every year. And I'm just not one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm not good with the handicrafts,
Mm-mm.
you know.
Me neither. I'm not that creative for costuming because once I think of an idea, I'm like, oh, that's so much money and effort. And then
Yeah,
I don't do that.
and skill.
And skill, yeah.
So yeah, maybe just a giant walking eyeball. Who knows?
Well, let's celebrate Halloween by talking about some horror shorts.
Yeah.
Uh, as
Mixed
usual,
bag,
mixed bag.
as always.
I do a
Love
pseudo
it.
random draw of this. I kind of like get to five shorts or 90 minutes viewing
Mhm.
time is kind of my rule of thumb here. I did 6 shorts this time because one of the ones I drew was 2 minutes long.
A
So
super shorty.
super shorty.
But I really enjoyed the buffet that we had. Everything from, you know, the one from Alter, which love Alter. Everything
Uh-huh.
they've given us for these horror shorts have been like really amazing and professional. Very cinematic movie.
Hmm.
We had creepy, absurdist animation, Brechtian animation.
Uh-huh.
We had British humor, horror humor.
Hmm. We had our
We
Adult Swim. We
we
usually
had
have
our
an
Adult
Adult Swim.
Swim. Yeah. Um, and honestly, like that Japanese one, that that was the highlight for me, I have
Yeah.
to say. I like blew my mind.
That one is so upsetting and so good. And we'll get to that. And
Yeah.
but let's start with Floor 9.5, directed by Matt Ryan from 2018. This is a 2-minute horror short.
2 minutes. You
Uh-huh.
know, sometimes it's just a simple idea executed properly. And that's all you need.
And this one is just like classic sort of creepy pasta sort of vibe to it, but also something that I think works much better visually because of the movement
Sure.
that happens in it. But a woman going down her skyscraper business building after work is heading down and it stops at 9. Elevator goes back up to 10, goes back to 9, goes back to 10, and then stops in the middle and the door opens.
Bzzz. And there's a man in a suit facing away from the elevator.
No, that's where I'm like, door closed, door closed, door
Yeah,
closed.
door closed, door closed, door closed. Sorry, I can't. Oh, I can't hold the door. I'm so sorry. Do not engage. As we learned from the elevator game, if you do the elevator game
Uh-huh.
and a person gets on the elevator, they ask you a question. Do not answer that
Mm-mm,
question.
do
Do
not.
not engage with them.
How many times in your life do you think, especially with all of our touring, Cecil, that you've seen somebody running for the elevator that you're on and you pretend to press the open button, but you're pressing the door close button? You're like, oh shit, it's not working. Oh no.
It depends on the person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, like
It's a
normally
family of 8.
I'm usually a pretty nice guy, but if
Uh-huh.
they seem like a big hot mess, then I'm like, oh yeah, this is
Yeah, no.
no, you can wait.
So this man just says, I need your help. He's got a little finger twitch. He says, I need your help. And she walks toward him, but he walks away at the same pace. And when she walks
Yes,
backwards, he walks backwards at the same pace.
it's like a little dance.
It is a dance. It's really cool. It's a really neat effect. And he says, turn around. So
I
you'll see
need
the look on
you.
her face, like, uh-uh.
I need you to turn around. She finally does, and he's right in front of her.
Uh-huh.
But he's facing like mirror image. No, not mirror image.
He's
He's facing the
still
same way.
his back is still to her.
Yes,
And so it kind of creates this sense that in this room, it really is a two-dimensional room. You can only pace
yeah.
back and forth with your back turned to other people. And and she turns back around and he's at the other side facing away from her and the elevator.
At that
And
point, she says, "Fuck this."
and she makes the big mistake of turning around and running to the elevator, which puts him in
Yeah.
front of her. I'm so
And
sorry. Click,
and he says,
close.
"I'm so sorry."
And I'm like, oh, girl, you should have backed into that elevator. You should have
Hmm.
backed in. But she didn't. And then another beat, door opens. It is her this time in that room from her point of view. And a man is on the elevator.
She's looking rather disheveled.
Yeah. She's got that little finger twitch too. We have no idea how long she's been in there. I mean, part of me was like, does this just happen every night at the office?
I mean, to me, it was like because before she got in the elevator, she got in at like 11:59.
Yeah.
And so it's like if you're in this elevator at midnight going between floor 9 and 10, you find the extra special floor.
Yeah.
You find the Charlie Kaufman floor.
Yeah, midnights and eclipses are kind of big horror
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah, indeed.
And it repeats. She's like, "I need your help." Credits.
The end.
The end. Spooky. Great little bit of creepy pasta. Amuse bouche. It has
Yeah.
my palate all lit up, ready to go.
Get ready. Getting ready.
Let's go to another sort of like clean looking cinematic piece.
Yeah,
This
very like narrative film structure,
Mhm.
you know. And I gotta say, how is it like to me? The one I really enjoyed this short film a lot.
Yeah.
It had like I was like, oh, these are professionals.
Yeah.
And how they did the eclipse in this is a fucking mystery to me.
Oh, to keep like real, because it's shot
Yeah,
outdoors.
it's shot outdoors,
Hmm.
and it does the like, and there's a couple of cuts back and forth, but like when we get to our climax, you see the sky and the everything lighten around them, and it just makes me go, wow, they're like film technology is so advanced these days because there's no way that they could do this with practical lighting.
No, no, absolutely not. And it's very clearly shot outdoors. So yeah,
Yeah,
you can't. It's not a. We have one take, you guys, because the eclipse is
I
today
know,
at
right? Can you
3
imagine?
p.m. Yeah,
And also they last a long ass time.
yeah, yeah. It is a slightly longer eclipse. Were we just watching Medium this week?
Yeah,
That eclipse lasts a while. But yeah, the like peak moment of the eclipse is pretty brief.
yeah.
Okay, so this is Tatiana Maslany and Tom Cullen as our two leads. And Souls of Totality is the title. It is an 18-minute, 16-minute short directed by Richard Raymond from 2019. And it's this couple waking up. It looks like in bed because it's a
Hmm.
tight shot. We can hear drumming and they're complaining about the drumming, but it's very much like a couple in bed just being like, it sounds like maybe they're complaining about their neighbors or something.
Well, they're like, what are you gonna miss?
Well, they start, yes.
And they're like, white guys with dreadlocks. Yeah, that's kind of insufferable.
Uh-huh.
The drumming, oh yeah, the drumming is constant.
The word Solar Fest.
Yeah. So you're
Uh,
like, oh, they're at like a Burning Man
mm-hmm.
or some sort of retreat or something.
Yeah.
But they get into the nitty gritty. They're like, you know, my mom, really good food. And the dude's like, I love Necco wafers. And she's like, ugh, Necco wafers are gross. The byproduct of paper, I think. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's the worst, but secretly the best. I also love Necco wafers.
I fucking love Necco wafers. When he
I mean,
finds that pack
I
in
also
the
like Valentine conversation hearts. So
oh,
I'm a trash bag. I know
same
that.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same material. Same non-food food.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it's the talk of what are you gonna miss, and you notice right away that they're both dressed the same in like gray hoodie and sweatpants sort of thing, or
Yeah.
work,
They're in a bus,
they're sleeping in a
like a
bus.
school bus.
Bye bus, they say, and
Yeah.
what's your exit item? I don't have one. I'm not gonna miss anything here at all, she says.
Okay.
I'm like, interesting. Um, so they are back at the house and uh getting ready to do, I guess, morning shower sort of thing. But there
Yeah.
is
It's
a
like, miss you.
yeah,
It'll only
and
be a few minutes, but they see something that kind of stops them in their tracks,
it's a cassette tape taped to a bedroom door.
which we're assuming is her bedroom door.
Yeah.
So like something has been left for her, which this took me a second to kind of suss out. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, she's been black spotted.
Mm-hmm. She's been marked. They look very concerned. But then we cut to the outside lawn, and everybody's out there in their matching gray hoodies, doing
You're like, okay.
drying white cotton sheets on
Yep. Packing up
yep.
boxes. A little busy beehive of activity before the big day.
And our beardy man, I don't think they get names, do they?
I don't know.
I'm just going to call him Tom because that's the actor's name, Tom and
Okay.
Tatiana.
Yeah.
But Tom, his duty is he's taking everybody's order. Like it's your like last.
Yeah.
It does feel a little last rites-ish, like
Doesn't
or
it?
like
He's
a
like,
little bit like
or like final meal.
final meal. Yeah.
Like, hey, what do you want? I want a bottle of scotch. I want a single Diet Coke. I love the Diet Coke guy. And he's like, are you sure you don't want regular Coke? He's like, no, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
But he's crushing up pills with a rolling pin.
Uh-huh. He
Happy as can be.
he actually the first thing he orders is, "Can I order a Whippet?" He was like,
Yes.
"No, you can't
Like, I
actually."
don't think they have that.
Somebody wants a kombucha. Somebody's like, "A Lucky Strikes, no filter."
Yeah, that's my girl.
And but Tom overhears people talking, saying like, "I can't believe she's chosen," and they're like,
I
"Oh, what a
know.
bummer! She's got to start all over." I hear the next gate is in Detroit, which
Yeah.
is interesting
She's got
because
to go all the way. Because the
we're in New
landscape looks.
Mexico, I believe.
Yes.
Because the logo on the tape is that native symbol that's on the New Mexican flag.
Yes. And I mean, and it also looks like an eclipse
Yeah.
because it's the circle with the
Yeah.
rays
Oh,
emanating
yeah.
from it, which is kind of how one could draw an eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
But there's kind of a sort of a not a person in charge, but like another cultist who kind of takes her aside and points at a big garage, and she goes in, and it's right when those people are like, oh, the next portal's like in Detroit. I was like, is there an underground tunnel to Detroit? Holy shit.
Wow.
She's got to go through a dark ass tunnel. But inside she finds kind of a beat up old Datsun,
Mm-hmm.
and she sits down and she puts in the tape and starts to listen to it.
As of this moment, you are the most important person in this world. You have been
Oh.
chosen to stay behind and shepherd the next family of souls. I know you'll miss your current family. It's so hard. It's not easy, but you have to let them go. This is bigger than you. This is bigger than any of us.
Gosh, I feel so special.
Oh, I love these industrial training tapes.
I
It's
know.
great.
That's it. Yeah. Step one.
Um, Big dude, the kind of like the guy who seems sort of in charge, or he sends Tom
He's
and
kind of the guy with the clipboard. Yeah,
Yes.
he's the
Stage-
stage manager
stage
of
manager.
event day.
he sends Tom and Tatiana to town to go pick up all of the supplies that everybody's requested. You say you'll need two,
Not
and
before they have to synchronize watches.
you have 1 hour.
Like, and it is like all three of them synchronized, like no room for error.
Yeah. There is a banner on this front gate of the whatever ranch compound they live on that says, "The souls of Totality have exited this plane." Smiley face.
Oh, okay.
All right. In town, which is very busy because it's an eclipse
Yeah.
weekend, we overhear somebody in a convertible and a radio playing, and it's a lot of people up for the big weekend in the country or in the desert or whatever we're doing. I love how this guy gets out of his car, but he leaves the keys in the ignition of this convertible, and she
Yeah.
stares longingly at those keys.
Yeah. So maybe she's having some second thought. Maybe she's like, what if we just drove away?
Yeah.
What if we escape the cult?
Uh-huh.
Escape the death cult?
We do get a piece of information in this, when they're heading back, that she tells Tom, it's not as scary for you because you've only ever lived in, she doesn't say the cult, but you've only ever lived in this group. Whereas I basically was rescued from society.
Yeah.
And so we get a sense that she has fear. She probably was a child when she was taken into the society. Maybe. But she has some fear about the world itself.
Yes. And then when they get back and the clipboard dude is like, you guys are late. Tom says, he's like, it's crazy out there.
Mm-hmm.
So just like implying that maybe the outside world is not doing so hot.
Yeah, I wondered that because there's that implication. But when you see the outside world, you're like, everybody seems, from my vantage point, very normal. Like,
Yeah.
listen, we all live in the world, right? In the
I
real
know.
world right now, and it's not doing so hot.
Yes.
in a lot of ways.
But
So I'm
we're not at the purge just yet.
no, I'm not disagreeing in principle. It's just more a matter of just figuring out where on the dial of not so hot are we.
Right. Are we
And
in like Mad Max territory? Are we in like the year 2025 normal?
yes, and if I don't know what the 1 to 10 is of that range,
Yeah.
but Terminator, the Christian Bale Terminator era, that's like a
Hmm.
10 of not doing
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
hot
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
Okay, so she she tells Tom, they're having this back and forth about her having to be the chosen one, and she said, like, it's not an honor to be chosen; it's a punishment. They're
Yeah.
punishing me.
Maybe because they found out about you and me,
Yeah,
oh no, we have like earthly ties
right,
called
right.
like love and affection.
Um, there's also like a moment wherein you can hear the drumming while they're in the general store.
Yeah.
You can hear the drumming that you heard at the beginning, and it feels like uh non-diegetic music. It feels like a soundtrack.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Oh, enough with the fucking drumming," and they get out of that store.
But you never see anyone drumming.
No, which is a really interesting like break of the sort of break of the
Yeah.
fourth wall. Um, the at the tape itself, we hear kind of the rest of the tape, which is the woman talking says like the sun and the moon are like the lock and the key. Apart, they don't do anything. They're just separate items, but together they unlock a new plane of existence.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Uh-huh. And she has we hear the tape because she is now driving away. She's been chosen, so she does not get to go to the next plane of existence. She's off to
Yes.
Detroit. And
I mean, you need someone to, it's cult religion 101. You need someone to preach the gospel,
yeah.
right? Also, I love the detail of like when they walk in the door with the last items, everyone is in a different room singing Total Eclipse of the Heart. They're like, hey, you made it. And you can hear them kind of passing out items
Uh-huh.
while they sing the song.
So now the cult members are all sitting on white sheets in the middle of this field and putting in pink earplugs and pouring
Yeah.
pink punch into
Oh,
cups.
no, I think we know how this is going.
Uh-huh. And the tape, cutting back to Tatiana, the tape says to her, the universe is always talking to you. You just have to make sure you're listening. So a couple things happen. One, she looks down, and in the cup holder is like a half-eaten roll of Necco wafers.
Oh, the tug of humanity. Those earthly connections.
When was he in the car to leave the Necco wafers?
I don't know
I was just wondering how
how
he
they
had
got
to have
there.
put them there, right?
Maybe. Or
Anyways,
they were just left there. I think yeah, maybe it was intentional. I kind of saw it as a coincidence in the way
okay.
that, in the way, you know, when you start looking for signs in the universe,
Uh-huh.
things that have meaning to you, sometimes they are completely unintentional. It is you that bring the meaning to them.
It also earlier when they said like what's your when he asked like what is your exit item, that maybe she took the Necco wafers as her exit item to remember
Oh
him.
no, he took like two things of Necco. Like you see him pick up the Necco wafers.
No, yeah, but I meant
Oh,
like
but she
you
took
get to
them with
leave
her.
the so I think they get two things. I think one, they get a final meal sort of thing. Like what do you
Yeah,
want? You want a cigarette, you want a
yeah.
scotch, you want a Diet Coke, or but well, maybe that is the exit item because they can't, but they take something with, I don't know. Anyways,
Uh,
I was just trying to figure out how the Necco wafers got in the car, but I think you're right. I think it's just a matter of, it's just the seeing them makes her stop.
yeah.
And there's a cow in the road.
Yes. That just kind of walks on by.
Uh huh.
And she gets out of that car and starts running back, which I was like,
Drive.
yeah, like you're in a car, you can maybe turn around. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's much more cinematic to watch her run because we know what's going on.
Hmm.
She's like, fuck, I love this dude. I don't want him to be raptured.
Yeah. And she runs back, climbs the fence. This is where we see up in the sky the eclipse beginning. Such great lighting work here. You can see the dimming of everything. Looks very like that dull darkness that happens during an
Yeah.
eclipse.
Yeah.
And what we see is a field full of white sheets with people underneath them,
Uh-huh. And
lying
they've so
flat,
they've so they've kind of put in head like
earplugs.
earplugs, and they've kind of got like dark sunglasses on and the sheets over top of them. So she's like trying to find her man.
Uh-huh. And she is sobbing and she is looking and looking, and then finally somebody touches her and she looks up and it is him. He's there. And earlier, when they were having a conversation on their way back from the store, she gets cut off because they had arrived. And he was like, "What were you going to say to me when we had left the store?" And she said, "Stay." Oh, it's a rom-com.
It is.
And they kiss, and the eclipse ends. And it's really funny because there's this like discordant moment for me because they're like in a romance where two people finally get together and they're kissing and they're smiling and they're laughing because yeah, that's what you do
Yeah.
in those moments. Like you realize your love for each other. But I'm also thinking, oh, you're in a field of death, and here you are just
Yeah.
giggling away. But then we get the wide shot, Cecil, and all those blankets are still there, but there is nothing underneath them.
No, because a couple of them kind of drift away and there's no bodies underneath.
No. So, Rapture. Or
Raptured.
other plane? Did they go
Other
to
plane.
heaven? Did they go to
They went
Detroit?
to another plane of existence.
Yeah,
They're on the planet Xenu.
it fucking worked.
Yeah.
Who knew? Well, the end. Um, let's talk about, I think for me, the scariest one of all of these. My House Walkthrough
Yikes.
by Japanese artist Piropito from 2016.
This to me, so if the last short was like a short story, this is like a creepy poem,
Mm-hmm.
in which like everything is so pared down, repetitive language. For the first, I mean, and this is 12 minutes, so this is almost as long as the other one, and it
Uh-huh.
depends upon repetition
Uh-huh.
with very slight variations each time.
Uh-huh.
That only after a few minutes do you start noticing the variations.
Yeah. I was not anticipating this one being as good as it was. Now, granted, there were a lot of people on Patreon when I asked for shorts ideas. Several people were like, "This is so good,"
And
and
it
and
was.
I trust people, but also we all have different tastes, and
Sure.
I just kind of like skimmed through it to make sure it was horror and was short and was available. But like, if you just kind of like click ahead like a few minutes at a time, like 5 different short samples, you're like, "What is happening? What
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
this?"
Well, so the confusion, there was a little, it was interesting because there's no speaking.
No,
There's no one talking at all,
no.
but there are subtitles.
Uh-huh.
So already you're like, wait, what?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
So we're in an extremely dilapidated Japanese style apartment.
Yes. And the narrator who never speaks, all you hear is the sound of the wind and the rain outside. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of repetitive language, which is where you get into like poem.
Yeah.
And he says, the wind wakes me up. There's a typhoon in Japan, and this is my room. And the tatami mats are damaged, so are the walls and the ceiling. There is, there's a repetition of the rain and the wind have eroded away the ceiling and the walls.
Yes.
There's water damage. There's also mice living in the walls. There's mouse poop, whatever. And he steps out of his hallway and says, or out of his bedroom and says, "This is the longest hallway in my house."
Yeah. And it's kind of, the camera points up and there's like a little shrine. This is the shrine to the ancestors. Here are some pictures from World War II, and they're pretty normal photographs,
Mm-hmm.
sort of antique photographs. And it's like, and if you go through this, no, wait, first you have to make a left.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's, and then there's like kind of a lamp on the floor.
And there's a picture of his mother as a child.
Yeah. It's like, this is the doll room, but we can't really see inside.
Yes.
Just like, that's over there. And then this is the dress room. We don't really see inside.
Hmm.
This is the bathroom. The bathroom looks kind of empty, but, sort of like a normal ass bathroom.
Dirty, but it's like
Dirty, but
yes.
empty.
On the right is the doll room. On the left is the dress room.
Yes.
And there's a bathroom in this hallway as well. There's the little picture of his mother. There's the shrine to the ancestors. There's also some old World War II pictures of great grandparents up. He also says my grandfather, the doll room was closed up by my grandfather.
Yes.
He says the same thing about the dress room too.
Yes.
He also, you can hear, the other thing you hear besides the typhoon outside is the sound of music, but it sounds more like a radio doing prayer, and it's a sutra.
It's like monks chanting.
He says, I hear a sutra. My grandfather is always listening to a sutra on the radio.
Okay.
From
but
the radio.
Very faint.
It's very
And
faint.
Also, the other thing that's really subtle is so the camera is point of view, like as if someone is holding a camera or we are seeing what they're seeing. And no one is talking, even though we're getting subtitles.
Uh-huh.
But it sounds like they're dragging something through this hallway.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's not normal footsteps. It's
No.
like dragging a block or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But look, if you go through this door,
He goes through the sliding door and he says, if you come through this door, you come into another hallway. This is the longest hallway in my house, which we're like, oh, no, you just said that though about the other hallway. Oh, wait, looks identical to the first hallway. And he says, a typhoon is in Japan. This is my room.
no.
And just repeating.
So we go through it again.
Yeah. And it's
The first like 2 or 3 times, it's kind of the same. Like, I mean, this film is really visually overstimulating in that, like, everything is molded and rotting.
yes.
All the paper walls are kind of punched through. The light is, it doesn't really reflect or it doesn't really illuminate too far down the hallway. It kind of illuminates just what's on the sides.
Uh-huh.
So the first 2 or 3 times, you're like, oh, you're trapped in a never-ending loop.
Yeah.
But then by like the 3rd or 4th time, you start noticing subtle changes.
Yeah. Oh, and some major, like the second time through, there's a moment wherein he says, this is grandmother's bedroom and it's closed, but all of the kind of like the rice paper sort of stuff in the doorways is torn open or rotted. So you can kind of see in, and there's a mattress on the floor, but it's empty and you can see like kind of a body stain on it, like how your mattress gets sweat stained if you over time. And he says, this is grandmother's bedroom. It was closed up by grandfather.
Grandmother's not here right now.
The phrase grandmother is not here gets repeated a lot. And there is a moment where he says, grandmother is here. And I froze. Like he doesn't even say it. There's no like swell in the music. There's no stinger.
No, you just read it.
And you're like, whoo, no.
Because by that point, we've got. So I first noticed the differences being in the longest hallway. There would be like scattering of like almost like plaster on the floor. I was like, oh, that wasn't there before.
Right.
When you make a left and there's that lamp, there's like a jar that's been tipped over that looks like it has long black hair or like black ink coming out of it. I was like, that was not there. This is literally one of those like spot the difference pictures.
The bathroom is the most noticeable. Like you notice the changes in the bathroom. It's the second time through in the bathroom where you realize, oh, there's a tub back there and we can't see into that room.
Yeah.
There's also a moment where up on the ceiling of the bathroom of the second or third time through, it's the same thing. It looks like black hair hanging down from the ceiling.
And then there's like soil in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
And then another time there's soil and a baby doll in the sink.
Mm-hmm.
The other changes are as we go through this process. I go through here, here's the thing. The faces of those pictures
Uh-huh.
become blurred,
Yes.
like as if someone has kind of like smudged the oil paint, or it looks like you've been grudged.
Yeah.
You've been ringooed.
Yep. He comes through again through these hallways, going through the Fusuma door, to the longest hallway in the house,
Mhm.
and he comes through one time, and that dress room is open, and you're like,
Oh,
I
we're
thought
going into the
grandfather
dress.
closed this room.
Oh, the dress room is rough.
Mm.
And it's like I mean, it does look like I mean, it's hard to like a poem. It is abstract enough that it illuminates whatever it illuminates for you. So
Uh-huh.
like there's dress patterns and things on the ground, and everything is like splattered with blood.
Yeah.
But the narrator, the voiceless narrator even says, they're like, I think it's so like something is dripped on here, making it look like blood. So they kind of acknowledge, they're like, oh, so it's not like a grisly murder scene
Yeah, he says the holes because
necessarily.
there's like fabric and dresses and stuff hanging in the room, and he says or he writes the holes eaten by insects have
That's
turned
it.
black like blood stains.
Ugh.
This is grandmother's mannequin,
Oh,
and it looks beheaded.
well, it's got like pins
Uh-huh.
stuck into it
Yeah.
that are all different colors, which honestly gives like a really fascinating shape, but it looks dangerous,
Yes.
you know?
Across the hall, the doll room is open.
Girl, no. No.
This doll has been left here for decades, and
And
all
there's
of the
like,
dolls are in various states of decomposition.
but they all appear not like supernatural. And it's what I
Yeah.
love about this is that the changes are so subtle, and it's not like I think in other horror films, you're kind of looking at a scene, expecting something to move or to jump out at you.
Hmm.
That's not what this film is about.
No.
It's just taking in the decaying ambiance.
Yeah. Uh yeah, he also we're going to see the doll room a little bit later, and it's a different set of dolls.
Yes.
He calls it something different, the Hina doll room.
Yeah,
Uh
I did not look up what that means or
I
what the
wasn't sure if that was
significance of
a
that.
separate doll room entirely. I don't
I
know,
think
but
so.
because it's laid out different, it has different dolls, but also the dolls in that later doll room, kind of like the portraits on the wall, they look blurry, like they're harder to discern what's
Yeah.
happening with the doll.
Yeah.
Okay. When I turn left, there's another hallway. Fusuma's sliding door again. Picture of mother and child. Sutra on the radio we hear.
Yeah.
It's
The
just
suture's getting a little bit louder now.
we get into that other doll room. He says these dolls are all rotten. He says the Empress doll is rotten too, which I think was what we were saying earlier, was the one doll that had been left there for decades. I don't
Maybe.
know what connection to make. My grandmother is not here.
Hmm.
Okay, we go to grandmother a couple more times around the block, and
Gotta
we
go.
come
Keep
to
on going.
grandmother's bedroom, and there are just shoes on the floor by the bed.
Grandmother is here.
Well, no, I think this
Not the
is
first
when.
time.
Oh, yes, yes. He says first he looks up at the whole room, and he's like, grandmother's room has no taste.
That's right. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
weird like disdain he has for the house and the people there is like coming through as it goes.
Yeah.
And then he pans down and he says, this is grandmother's shoes. Grandmother is here.
Uh-uh.
And it is like paper mache lump on this bed, human shaped, like red. We're starting to realize by the end, you realize like slowly throughout, the walls have been covered with more and more like red crepe paper or.
Yeah, it's like very light, wet red paper.
Hmm.
So you can still make out what's underneath it,
Hmm.
but it begins like almost like cobwebs. It covers the walls.
Hmm.
It kind of makes a mesh over everything. And there is a body lying in that bed that is completely covered in this red paper.
Uh-huh.
So
He
that's
says,
grandma.
and he says, my grandfather is not here. I hear a sutra. My grandfather is always listening to sutra from the radio. I'm like, what? Who's listening to the sutra? He is moving faster and faster through
Yeah.
these halls as this goes on, which is one great for the pacing of
Yeah.
our intensity, but it makes me wonder about the character too. Like, how calm is his voice? Because we
Yeah.
don't hear him,
Yeah.
I
It's only
kind of
written.
read his stuff in a very calm voice because it's repetitive, it's matter of
Mhm.
fact,
It
but
is
also
full,
it's been
complete
translated.
sentences. Yeah.
Mhm. But then he gets to, this is the bathroom, and at this point, there's like a bloody doll in the sink. It is clearly just red shit everywhere, red, wet floor. And then there's a body in the tub, and he says, my grandfather is here.
And it's like kind of like half out of the tub. Like it is
No,
not doing good.
no,
Nope.
absolutely not.
No, no. Grandpa's in the bathtub listening to his sutras on the radio, but he is complete. And what's interesting is that it looks like it's been like these bodies look like they've been mummified by
Yeah,
this red paper.
yeah,
So it's not a like grisly, gruesome corpse. It
no.
is like something very old that has been covered by wet paper over and over and over and over again.
And because of the way that this whole thing is styled, as Perpito being a visual artist and a video artist, but it's theatrical in the way that
Yeah.
it's styled, like stage stuff, but it like because of the shape of the body, because of the way it works against the dry delivery,
Hmm.
it does feel disgusting. It feels really gross. Obviously not as like hyper realistic as like CGI guts pouring out of a
Yeah, yeah,
body,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
as gloopy gloppy as like 1970s practical effects. But it still evokes some of that scare, and it's the lighting because you can't ever really get a full bead on what you're looking at.
Yeah. It's also the tone of the colors.
Mm,
It is red and green.
hmm.
Like it is rotting green and like blood red
Yeah.
and rusty black.
So at
Gross
this
colors.
so at this point, he goes through the Fusuma sliding door, and everything, including that door, is fully red. Everything is fully covered in that red. There are some other colors, but like that red paper has made its way onto everything. This is the longest hallway in the house. The sound of wind woke me up. A typhoon is in Japan. And we get back to his bedroom. There is some figure coming out of the wall and looks like a shell, like a
Yeah.
snail shell
Yeah.
almost. And he points the camera down at his bed, and there's some lump in that bed that isn't human shaped, but it's a big lump. And he says, this is my room. Sweet dreams. The end.
Man, this episode of MTV's Cribs was wild.
I want this on Love It or List It. I want to see
Yes.
what kind of renovations. I want more of
Trapped in an infinity damnation hole.
Okay, let's get back to one of my favorite YouTube horror channels, Local 58.
Oh, stop. Local 58.
You guys.
Man, I love you all so much. Well, I mean, one, I'm of the generation that remembers
Uh-huh.
late night cable TV, like,
Yep.
so it's like, oh, yes, if you're seeing this, you're up too late.
Uh-huh.
And it always has like a little stinger at the beginning. So it's like 12:05 midnight movie, 2 a.m. What does it say?
It says paid programming, but then
Paid programming.
but you see it being typed and then it gets deleted.
So you're like,
What?
what?
And then it cuts to black and white dash cam footage.
Yes.
Somebody is
There's
in
a
New York City because they mentioned Merritt Parkway, and you can kind of make
Yeah,
out.
you can see kind of like the Verrazano Bridge or a bridge in the
Yeah,
background.
somewhere Merritt Parkway. Where
It
are we?
is
Queens.
it is raining like hell,
Hmm.
and there's a timestamp up in the upper left-hand corner.
It is 1:57 a.m. on that timestamp for this
Mhm.
dash cam, and we hear and it's 2014, I think is the date.
I know.
Um,
Yes, yes.
yeah, 2014. I forgot to mention the name of this piece is "You Were on the Fastest Available Route." It is from 2017. It was directed by Chris Straub. So yeah, we see the timestamp of November 21st, 2014, 1:57 a.m. So it immediately sets up, here's somebody driving home upstate
Or just
or to Long
yeah,
Island, somewhere out to the country
driving at night in the rain,
to go visit probably family for Thanksgiving. I don't know, but it
maybe.
says that you hear the voice of the GPS system saying, "You will arrive at your destination in 2 hours and 28 minutes. You are on the fastest available route. Turn right onto North 38th Street. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Merritt Parkway." There's that kind of like digital glitchy, video
Hmm.
glitchy thing, and it's 2:02 a.m. Turn left onto Merritt Parkway. And I'm like, oh, it took you 5 minutes to go a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Um, 3:22 a.m. Cecil. We're
Oh,
on
oh no.
what looks to be like a main highway.
Yes, but it's not
Traffic.
raining anymore.
Nope. Traffic ahead. Rerouting.
I'm like traffic.
Oh, there is a thunderstorm. We can hear thunder is really
Okay, so
prominent
we
at this
passed through
moment.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we actually see lightning, which I was like, ooh, what a cool addition.
Yeah.
Like you see the kind of lightning flash, but I was like, traffic, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And it's also like traffic ahead rerouting and in 10 miles take exit blah 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 to route 114 or
I
whatever it
know.
is. And you're like,
Uh-oh.
"Oh, okay.
We're going off
Interesting."
into the hinterlands. You are on the fastest available route.
It is 4:47 a.m. We're on a much more rural looking road. It is still paved. It
Yeah.
still has guardrails, but it definitely looks like a two-lane,
Tr-
like Route 32
trees.
through
Yeah.
Socrates.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It is 4:47 a.m., which means it has been almost 3 hours. The
Yeah.
original time was 2 hours and 28 minutes. You would think driving at night you would have very little problems, but
Uh-huh.
you will arrive at your destination in 14 minutes, rerouting.
And also, this is when the directions start to become unhinged. It's like drive down unknown road.
Yeah, okay, so uh she does say rerouting, make a U-turn. Staticky, 5:27 a.m. So it's a
Yeah.
full 40 minutes later.
Yeah.
They're on like a hiking trail in the woods.
Yes. Does it
Continue
say
on
unknown road or
unnamed
unknown?
road.
Unnamed road. I was like, because in my mind, I heard forbidden road.
No, continue on unnamed road. In 300 feet, turn off your headlights.
No, absolutely not.
So funny. And
The
they
car
do.
and the car pulls to a stop, and they turn off the headlights, and you can
Uh-huh.
still barely make out like a little bit. So you're like still watching footage.
Uh-huh. We hear like
Cut to,
clicky noises. Like
uh-huh.
it's something unnatural.
And then the next shot, you are driving very fast down the country lane. Make a U-turn.
Your destination is behind you.
Destination is 500 feet away. Make a U-turn. Destination is half a mile away.
Well, it starts by saying the destination is behind you, rerouting your destination is behind you. But then as he drives, it says your destination, you will arrive at your destination in 30 feet.
Yes.
And then, boom, out. And then we just cut to that camera is fully sideways on the ground.
There's
That
like a
dash
crack
cam.
through it. And when something is on fire in the background.
And all kinds of digital distortion. The end.
That's it.
That's what driving around Poznan felt like.
Yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate the credits on this. It was like made with free source
Royalty
found
free.
footage,
Yeah,
which I love. That
I do
it's just
too.
like that this actual footage exists in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and they just cleverly edited it together to make
Mm-hmm.
a story.
Let's get to our penultimate short. This is Don't Feed Them from
Don't feed them.
2023 by YouTube creator Will McDaniel. Uh, somebody, uh, somebody threw out a couple Will McDaniel shorts, and I hadn't heard of his stuff before.
Mhm.
And I just chose this one of the group. I think they had suggested a different one, but I went with this one just because I liked all of them that I saw, but I just was trying to like match a tone leading up to
Sure.
our finale.
Okay, great.
But yeah, he has a real the person who mentioned this on Patreon. I'm sorry, I don't have my notes in front of me. I don't remember who it was, but they said there's kind of like a Night Vale sense of humor
Yeah, I can see
to his
that
stuff, and
for
I can
sure.
totally see that. But this one is like colorful and bright and don't hug me,
It
I'm scared kind of
it
vibes.
yeah, it has a commercial look to
Yeah.
it. And it begins with the most brightly red painted birdhouse
Uh-huh.
on fire in someone's backyard.
Uh-huh. 2 days earlier,
Okay,
there's a
sure.
there's a man on a little hike in the woods stopping to have a little wheat bread turkey sandwich.
Oh my God, the amount of fucking wheat bread this
Whoa.
man eats.
Cecil,
Untoasted, dry ass bread.
I hate wheat bread so like whole wheat bread. Like I don't mind like a 7 grain
I like a
craft bread,
multigrain.
multi-grain like craft bread, but like store-bought whole wheat bread is absolutely disgusting to me. So yeah, it was cringing. But he sees this birdhouse and there's a weird groaning coming from it. This very pretty red birdhouse on this
Yeah.
public trail. And he just has some like little bread crusts left from his sandwich, and he just leaves the bread at the birdhouse. And as he walks away, we see a sign in the grass that he clearly could not have seen that says, "Don't feed the birds."
Oh no.
And there is a gross ass, bulgy eyeball watching him from the hole in that birdhouse.
Yep. And then he's, driving home, listen to some music,
Singing along.
sing along.
We see the birdhouse on the side of the road zip past him as he's
Yeah.
driving. And then the scariest looking bird this side of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared
Oh
is
my
in
God.
his rearview mirror in his back seat.
I love the eyes are like almost vertical.
Uh-huh.
They're so asymmetrical.
Almost like a flounder. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Uh and then he screeches to a halt and kind of looks back
He's
and
like,
the
"Oh,
bird
oh,
isn't there.
there."
All right, he's at home eating another fucking sandwich. And we finally see that bird in full, and it is like a 6 foot tall, fuzzy puppet of a bird with those freaky eyes, and it's got
It's like
tits.
Big Bird gone wrong. Inbred
And
Big Bird.
the bird like flies into his window.
Hmm. And when you say fly,
It's on a string and it's being thrown
like it
into
just
the window.
smushes into the window, which I love is like there's no pretense
Uh-uh.
to make it at all realistic or naturalistic. It's just like it just smashes, which
Uh-huh.
is to me is like absurdist humor
Yeah.
completely. And he's like, oh, what was that?
He goes
But
to
then he kind of turns back and his little sandwich crusts are gone.
yeah.
So
Well,
somehow that bird got inside.
he opened the door to see.
Oh, he did open it. Okay.
He opened the door and looked out, and nothing was out there. And then when he looks back, the sandwich has been eaten. So that bird slipped in with that door open. And then he sees something behind the table.
just peeking at him.
This like because we've already had a couple moments. It's set up the language of twice now of bird is there, but then bird is not there when you look closely.
Yeah.
So when he's leaning over this table, you're like, please don't be there. Please don't be. That bird's fucking right there. And just boom,
Absolutely.
flies up and
Yeah.
out. Okay. He gets the bird to fly out of his house.
Yes.
And later he's sleeping, but he wakes up to a red light. And he steps out into the yard, and there's the birdhouse. Leave me alone. And the voice from the birdhouse, you fed the birds. You didn't read the sign.
But I didn't see any sign.
There wasn't a sign. You didn't read the sign. I'm like, oh man, terms and conditions, you guys.
I know, right?
He also starts puking up his bread pieces.
Yeah, but like they're still spongy.
Uh-huh.
Like it's not realistic. Like he's just producing crusts.
Yeah.
But then he wakes up.
He wakes up and he's like, oh, God, I
What a
gotta
terrible
stop.
dream.
I'm just in a nervous wreck. But then there's a feather on his pillow.
Just one single feather.
And he goes to eat his bread, untoasted, whole
Oh my
wheat
God.
bread.
No, you're not defeating the British food stereotypes here,
No.
guys.
And he looks out. Oh, fuck, that birdhouse is in his backyard. Leave
And
me
it's-
alone.
So he gets a can of petrol.
Nope. He gets a
Oh, no.
hammer.
Oh, that's right. He gets the hammer first. Good call. Yeah.
And he takes the hammer to the birdhouse, but when he smacks down on it, it goes thud and squish.
Yeah.
And there is blood coming out of that and
Uh-oh.
on his hammer. And then a bird just falls from the sky and lands bloody faced on the ground. The big bird gone wrong. Wastoid big bird.
Yeah.
And now they're in a fight, but he knocks the bird away by taking a hammer to the side of its head. And the bird flies away, and that's when he goes to get the
Yeah.
petrol.
Yeah.
And he sets that motherfucker on fire.
And you can hear kind of like flapping of wings around him. And he's like, light the match.
Uh-huh. And that bird catches on fire in the sky and just falls flat onto the lawn. It's such a funny physical comedy beat when
Yeah.
that bird flops down on fire. The end.
The end.
He has another video on his channel that is very Will McDaniel. That's a little bit less narrative, but he does a video kind of like influencers trying candy from different cultures.
Oh, I love
Have
it.
you ever seen those videos where like
Yeah.
whatever German people try Sour Patch Kids for the first time?
Yeah.
That's probably not that unusual for them. Anyways, yeah. Americans try Swedish licorice for the first
Sure,
time. Those sorts of
yes.
things. But his is like, I try candy from different dimensions. Like
Yes.
one of them just kind of starts growing tentacles, like hairy, long black tentacles, like a 800-legged spider. Another one like swells his face up like space alien, which is great.
Ooh.
It's really funny. Okay, our final. I think this was the most requested one from our Drop Your Shorts. It was requested a lot last time too. This is Opal by Jack Stauber from 2020. This was an Adult Swim production. It is crazy surreal. And I think, for me, My House Walkthrough was the scariest thing we watched this time. This one, like, was really cool in the possibly in Michigan sort of way. Like, it's so
Yes.
surreal and bizarre. But also just, it made me so sad.
Yes.
Like, it's a real bleak motherfucker.
The colors are muted.
Uh-huh.
The animation style is disconcerting.
for YouTube viewers, this is
Yes.
the family.
But it kind of starts off with like almost like 1960s soap opera sets. Like where there's like fabric on a table and there's been like things placed on that table, kind of like or like the, back in the day when they would do the Showcase Showdown on what was it? Not Wheel of Fortune, but on
Price is Right.
on Price is Right, and like the items would be kind of like laid out on a table,
Uh-huh.
except the items are like cigarettes, pills, a remote control,
Yeah, it's one of them is
a
crushed up.
romance novel.
Well, and there's Four distinct items. It's the first is cigarette butts and crushed
Hmm.
cigarette butts and crushed cans of probably beer.
Yeah.
The second one is like hand mirrors and measuring tape, all like pieces of
Yeah.
vanity.
Yeah.
And the we also get the bottles of pills just
Yeah.
spilled everywhere, and then we get the romance novel with like blood splattering on it.
Sure. But that's just the intro.
Uh-huh.
And then we're kind of like zoom into our main event, which is my little heart, I was like, well, Jeffrey is having his Bertolt Brecht moment
Uh-huh.
because there's nothing like a scene in which they burst into song. And not good song, but like dialogue-y song.
Yeah. It's
It's not
yeah,
meant to be catchy, but it is catchy.
yes, and it's the Brecht wanted to scramble your brain, right? He wanted you to
Mhm.
laugh when the characters cry, cry when the characters laugh, and uh
Because
this
if you feel
is
like if you're in the thing, then you've left behind your own
you've left
self.
behind your ability to critique what you're watching, to
Yes.
think for yourself because you're so swept up in the theatrics of it. I also love one of I think I've quoted this on the show, but anytime we talk about Brecht songs, I have to bring up Paul Rudnick's play Jeffrey. Did you ever see
Mhm.
Jeffrey? I think there was a movie made of it.
I never saw the play, but I saw the movie.
Movie, yeah. It's not the line isn't in the movie, but it's in the play. But the priest character, the Nathan Lane character in the
Hmm.
film, is telling Steven Weber's character in the movie. But in the play, those two characters are talking,
Jeffrey.
and
Yeah.
yeah, Jeffrey, and yeah, he's Jeffrey, not the boyfriend. Yeah, forget the boy. Anyways, whatever. The priest tells Jeffrey, "You need to relax. Even Brecht wrote musicals."
Yeah.
And I just think that's a funny line. So they're at this house, and we've got this family,
Hmm.
mother, father, grandfather,
Hmm.
all around
That,
young Opal.
okay, so the animation style is the heads are simple claymation
Uh-huh.
heads with giant eye, like LSD fueled eyes,
Fully dilated.
but the bodies look like real bodies,
Uh-huh.
but are kind of like teeny tiny.
Yeah. And there is a burger on the table that looks shiny and new,
Looks like a
and
nice looking burger.
mhm. And the family is all like staring straight at her, like, "Go ahead, eat the burger. We see you, Opal." That's not the tune, but it's something to that effect.
It's like we have you in our eyes,
Yeah,
and we always will.
we always want you to
We
stay.
always see you.
Uh-huh. And she finally bites into the burger, and then she does this real freaky dance because, again, it is a human body moving
Yeah.
with that weird head. And they're all like, "Yay, atta
Yay!
girl."
You did it. But then Opal kind of looks across the street,
Yeah,
out
she
the
looks out the
window,
window.
at the house across the way. I love this effect. So in the attic, there's kind of a, sort of a rounded window at
Uh-huh.
top. And angelic music
Yep.
slash or ghostly music,
Uh-huh.
kind of like high sopranos.
Yeah.
And then this effect of like lace being pulled out of the window that
Uh-huh.
kind of looks like either ghostly emanations or whatever you associate with.
Uh-huh. So the before that even happens, though, she stares out and you can see her fixated on the upper attic window,
Mhm.
but Mom closes the curtain,
She's like, no,
the
no,
dining
no,
room
we
curtain.
don't think about that.
Yeah. Hey, don't, he sings, "Don't mind the house across the street. Guess it's bedtime, kiddo."
Hmm.
Well, she sneaks out of her bedroom, and then she sees that creepy chorally ghost music and lace flying out of this upstairs window. And she's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to that house."
Yeah. Pitter patter of feet.
The alarm startles her.
Yeah, the porch light comes
You know,
on.
or the
So she
porch
sort of
light. Yeah.
jumps inside.
And there is a scary looking bug of a man watching TV.
He looks like one of the Cenobites from Hellraiser.
Oh, he does with the wide set eyes
Yes,
and big
with like
round
the little
face.
black glasses and like the
Uh-huh.
big round thumb of a face.
Yeah. And he's like, Claire, is that you? And he's clearly blind.
Hmm.
I need you to bring my cigarettes. And then he kind of does this weird monologue about it's evil to help people who don't need help, Claire. He's just riding Claire's ass, whoever Claire
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Like you took you're hiding the things that I need the most.
Yeah.
Where are they? They're around here somewhere.
He then he sings a whole song about why does it sound so easy to breathe on TV, and there's like dancing lungs with legs and dancing lips with legs.
It's like I can hear the women singing on TV
Hmm.
and they're dancing, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yep.
And there sure enough are lips with legs
Hmm.
that are dancing and singing.
And lung choruses. Anyways, she sees on the ground there's a packet of smokes, and she goes. Opal goes to grab the smokes to hand to him, being like, "Well, he was clearly asking for his cigarettes, and he
Yeah.
knows I'm here, so let's be of use." But he then says, "You smell weird. Why aren't you talking? You're not Claire. Get out of this house!" And he lunges at her, and she runs upstairs. She's trying to find the door with the singing and the lace, but then she hears a voice. Hey, you
Hey,
just gonna
are
walk
you
by without saying hello?
you're just gonna walk right past me?
There's a guy in clearly a bathroom because there's a toilet and a sink in there,
Yes.
but it's also like he's like almost like he's in a dentist chair with
Yeah.
the thing over your head that's usually the light that they
Hmm.
shine, but in this case it is like a mobile of
Mirrors.
mirrors that he
But
can look
like
at
the kind of
himself.
vanity mirrors that you can flip over that have
Yeah.
like one side XL and then one side normal,
Mm-hmm.
but like 12 of them.
Yeah. And it's clear that he's not even speaking to her and he doesn't even notice her. He's too busy looking at his own face and practicing talking to girls
Yeah.
or boys. Um, and he now gets his own song. He's like something to the effect of like they turn me down and it's my nightmare. I got to be seen by someone out there. Like he's trying to be beautiful enough to be noticed.
And meanwhile, like these little individual mirrors are kind of, I love this effect. It's kind of like as if a hand were turning it to illuminate a different thing. And they're always kind of getting so there'll be like not a pimple, but like a mark or
Uh-huh.
an imperfection. And then it'll be turned. And it's this sort of like, again, one of these creepy up close faces.
Yeah. Well, and we realize we never see his face full on, but we realize like during his song and the close-ups that he's like struggling with like acne and
Hmm.
doesn't have great hair and she's not an attractive
He's,
person.
but he's somehow surrounded himself with his mirror reflection. So he's
Hmm.
obsessed with what he looks like in
Hmm.
every minute aspect.
Yeah. So, um, the old man from downstairs has made it up the stairs and starts shouting at Opal, and she makes a run for it. The boy's mirror breaks. Opal runs into a room and is
Yeah. Grab by the leg.
grabbed by the leg by a woman. Is this the wife of the man downstairs?
I'm assuming so. It has okay. This is where it's like, oh, this is just real depressing.
And I thought this was Claire, but she
No,
is not. This is not Claire.
this is mother.
Mother.
But it's the same voice. I think it's the same voice throughout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she kind of sits up in bed and it's very like just like abusive, like don't try, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
I'm a failure, you're a failure.
Yeah.
I need you. I hate you
Yeah.
because I hate myself.
Yeah. And this is the pills person, right? We saw that in
Yeah.
the intro. Um, she, uh, she also keeps calling this girl Claire.
Yeah.
And she says, she has a line in here. I forget the exact context, but she's like complaining also. She says, I forgive every single one of you every night. And she says, you and I don't live, Claire, we survive.
That, yeah. And I don't like how they seek acceptance or something like I don't like how they apologize.
Yep. Wait, pause real quick. I have to go get this door. Hang on 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So sorry about that. There's 2 deliveries coming today from um, advertisers, and I had to be home to sign for them.
Sure.
So, yay, money. Somebody bring us money. Sorry, pick up where you left off, Cecil. You were talking about the uh, this. We were going off the line of you and I don't live, Claire. We survive. Her relationship to the rest of this family.
And she also says something to the effect of, I hate the way they apologize.
Yes. Yeah. I was trying to wrap my head around like I don't want to like pathologize characters or whatever, but like I kind of have a sense of who this woman is, and that one, it's depression
Yeah.
that is fueled by what pills or something,
Yeah.
or an abuse of that, or the wrong pills. I don't know, but she sings her song, and it's basically Mama needs a little girl to take good care. She needs a little baby girl. She needs a little baby girl.
She needs a little baby girl to like land in her hair
Yeah.
to like, that's it. But it's very apparent. It's like mama needs a little girl to take care of mom,
Mama. Yes.
not the other way around.
Yes. Um oh, I did write down that line. Our adversaries are in denial. They never repent like I want them to.
That's it.
Woo! And Opal breaks free of her grasp and makes it all the way up to the attic room and locks herself in. And the whole family is now pounding on the door of the attic. Oh man, just a brutal, brutal ending. She looks out the window and there's a brightly lit billboard for Opal's Burgers. And it is
With the mother, the father, and
mother,
the
the grandfather, and the
that
girl.
juicy burger.
And the
Yeah.
juicy burger and the girl.
And it's like a different girl. Like
Yep.
it's round faced, whereas Opal is very kind of squish faced.
Uh-huh. And then she kind of stares in horror, like a realization
Yeah.
of like, oh, the house is the real life,
Yeah.
and the family with the
billboard,
burgers
is the fantasy
is
life.
the fantasy life.
And they kind of cut there, and they were back in the fantasy family,
Hmm.
the trio, and then it kind of pans back, and we see it go through her brain, out the braids of her back,
Uh-huh.
and so we're like, oh, that's in her head.
Yep. We see you, Opal. Your troubles are miles away. In our eyes, you will stay. And that line of "in our eyes, you will stay" is go to the shot of the house she's in now. And then you can see the whole street view, and across the street is that billboard. There is no house over there at all.
Nope. And she's in the house. That's her real life. She is Claire.
The end. Happy
Huzzah.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Oh man, good Lord, that was so bleak. It was so bleak. Uh, I just thinking about that. I don't really do like. It's hard to do like ratings for the shorts because I'm not going to go through each and every one. I think this grouping is a fairly approachable set of shorts, though. I think this is probably our like most psychological horror set of shorts that we've had. There's no real blood because even the blood in my house walkthrough is not like it's evocative, but it's
Well, there's no violence.
there's no
There's no
violence.
act. There's no violent acts in
Yeah.
kind of any of these.
No.
It is theater of menace.
It is Theater of Menace. We got Brecht and now Pinter. Yeah. So these are all, I think all of these you could really get to. If you don't have the spoiler that no jump scares happen in my house walkthrough,
Oh my God.
that's one of the scariest things you will ever watch.
Just because the tension is you're waiting for the jump scare.
Yeah.
And as the tension just ratchets up for 12 straight minutes.
Uh-huh. It's a good time, you guys. Anything else that we want to add about any of these?
No, I think
All
we
right.
covered it.
Well, awesome. Well, thank y'all for listening. Happy Halloween, and thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. If y'all have thoughts on any of these horror shorts or any other horror shorts that you would recommend, leave those in the comments. Comment to us over on Blue Sky, Instagram, or on Patreon. We're at Random Horror 9 and all of those places. We love the conversations that we have on Patreon, and you don't have to be a paying member to participate in episode discussions. So watch. We're going to have a regular episode back on Tuesday. It's going to be the Amityville Horror from 1979. So watch that and come on back Tuesday for that episode. Have a restful night with no traffic on your 3 a.m. murder drive or nothing. Boo.
Woo!
Let's do stop.